what's up guys? It's been a while since I made a video. Been really busy and just working and a lot of stuff, but I wanted to give like a little update on what I got going on with the Fox body and the the JZ motor and all that. I picked up a short block, a 1J non-VVTi short block, and what I'm basically doing is I'm going to go through the head and port it and all that. I got a pretty good deal on it. It was for the short block. It was $500. It came with a rear sump pan. The crank is in really good condition. I got the intake, an older throttle body, which these are actually pretty valuable. What else? Yeah, I mean, it came with a lot of stuff, valve covers, and so this thing's dark. So one of the reasons I went ahead and when I saw this, I bought it was because the non-VVTi head is supposed to flow a little better, and I know that the VVTi motor has more like low-end torque, and they talk about how it's a little more better like on the street. But the thing is with what I'm doing, with the being like a more of a like a drag race situation. Basically, it's like a drag setup. So I don't really need the low RPM torque like you would with a street car or like a drift car or something like that. So with the fact that the non-VVTi head will flow better, and when they're supposedly easier to tune as well. So anyway, that's why I did it. So what I started doing was I started actually doing some port work to it. Let me see if I can find my flashlight. But yeah, since I have it open, I started doing some bowl work. Basically, this is basically like a stage 1 port job. This is nothing serious. Basically, just getting the casting flash off of it, and then the combustion chamber. I went ahead and kind of unshrouded the valves, or I'm starting to. As you can see, when this valve opens, let's see. When the valve opens, you want to unshroud where the valve opens. So you see how this has a little ridge here? There's a ridge here. So when that opens, you see how it's like a real tight space between there? So yeah, like I said, basically, this is basically just like a stage 1 little port job. Took the casting flash off. There's some like ridges here that were like really steep that I took down. And that also like when you're running, if you're running boost and compression and sharp edges will cause hot spots and you can get detonation. So you want to kind of smooth down any sharp corners. And then, like I said, I haven't got to it yet, but I'm gonna try to unshroud this a little bit more in here, in these areas. But like I said, other than that, that's about all I'm gonna do to this head. And then I'm gonna take and have it have new valves put in, 1 millimeter oversized, and get it surfaced. And that's pretty much it. Everything's looking pretty good. Like I said, I just basically took off the casting flash in all the ports, and I'm not gonna polish it or anything like that. It's just gonna be basically like I went 80 grit and then 120 grit, I think it was, on the rolls. So yeah, I mean, like if you're planning on doing this, don't be afraid of it. It's pretty easy. It's not like rocket science or anything. Let me see if I can get a better view. You know, it's just do all your, you know, all your porting and work before you get the head, get a valve job done. And, you know, be careful not to hit your valve seats or anything like that. You know, if you just touch them or something, it's not a big deal, because once I put oversized valves in here, you know, the 1mm oversized, and get it all, you know, have a machine shop do the actual valve job, they'll be perfect. So yeah, I mean, like I said, that's pretty much, I just wanted to give like a little update of what I'm doing. It's been, like I said, it's been forever since I made a video, and just came across this deal and went for it. So the short block, like I said, it was $500, and it lost compression in 2 cylinders. And when I took it apart, oh yeah, that's another thing. The block is pretty much junk. And I mean, it's not junk if I was going to use it, you know, strictly for like a drag race deal, because it's got one of the mounts for like the AC bracket. One of the bolt mounts is busted off. So when I saw that, I'm like, you know what, I got my AC working great in this thing, and I want AC, so I'm not going to use the block. I mean, the block in this thing is it's got low miles. You know, it's got like probably 40 or 50,000 miles on it. And when I took this motor apart, I don't have the pistons. I put the pistons in a box, but two of the cylinders, the pistons were piston rings were frozen on the inside of the ringland. So that's why it lost compression. But I mean, it could be cleaned up. You know, it's possible to clean this up and have it working again. But I don't think I honestly don't think it's worth it. You know, to go, and the machining would probably be, you know, in the $1,000 to $1,500 range, and then, you know, pistons and if you just do pistons only, it's around another $800-900. Okay, so, and I know there's a company in Orlando right now selling entire short blocks, 2J short blocks, for $2,900, brand new in the box. So it's not worth it to mess with that, but it was worth it to get the head. The cylinder heads for these cars are outrageous, especially like something that's mildly ported or rebuilt or anything like that. So that was worth it. Oh, and one more thing. It came with 2J cams, which is an upgrade. Okay, so, and these are in really good condition. You know, it came with these, and I think in order to make the 2J cams work on a 1J head, this has to be machined to fit the gasket, or the front seals. And I'm not sure anything else that has to be done, but if you look at it, I mean, the lobes are perfect. Okay, so right there, that's an upgrade too. So I'm gonna have a 1J head, 2J cams, lightly ported, 1mm oversized valves. So I'm also on the lookout for you know, a manifold to do a single turbo, and I may keep it with the stock ECU for a little while still, with that setup, but we'll see. You know how it is. But I'm just hoping that this will wake this thing up a little bit, you know, as far as the top end power. I know that I might lose a little bit down low, but like I said, for drag racing, that really doesn't really matter. Especially if I go with a better converter and like a turbo 400 with a trans brake and all that. It won't. You really shouldn't be, like, when you're drag racing, you really shouldn't even be seeing the low RPMs. You shouldn't even be seeing that. You want to stay in the power band all the time. So the Vvti really does no good in drag racing. That's why you don't really see, you know, the guys that run like you know, the 2,000 horsepower 2Js. They never run the Vvti. It's always the non-Vvti. So because it really doesn't help. that doesn't mean it doesn't have its place, you know, like with drifting and all that, where you need that, you need that snappy torque. They're great. So, but anyway, yeah, that's just a little update. Trying to think of anything else I got coming up. That's pretty much it. I don't haven't been to the track in a little while. I haven't had a chance to run the nitrous in the quarter mile or anything like that. Like I said, I've just been busy. So, but you know, the car hasn't changed much. It's the same thing. It's just is what it is. I keep it in my garage, keep it clean. So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. Hope you guys like this video, learned something, a little bit about porting. Like, my knowledge is limited. This thing gets dark. Yeah, I hope you guys learned a little something about porting and all that. Like, my knowledge is very limited on it. So I just did a few things I know, like the unshrouding of the valves and you know, taking away sharp edges to get rid of hot spots and stuff like that, and then just cleaning up the casting flash. So I'm not changing like the port shape or the port diameters or anything like that, just cleaning up the casting flash. That's basically considered like a stage 1 port. So and I think, you know, the gains you get from unshrouding the valves is actually pretty good. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys like this video, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.